Hey everybody, Crystal Gamer here with part 2 of my new building tutorial. If you missed it, part 1 covers working with the most valuable build and money cheats to provide you with as much flexibility as possible when designing and creating your residential and commercial lots. This second part is going to show you how you can create visually appealing homes that appear to be complex but can be created simply and easily. So I'm going to jump right back in with where we left off yesterday, which means that we are already in build mode. If you don't know how to get here, I will refer you back to yesterday's video, but we're already in build mode. We had a few items down on the ground here. We want to get rid of these. So we could delete these one at a time, but the easiest way is to use the bulldozer right up here at the top and just click bulldoze. There are two options. You can bulldoze the lot or the terrain. For this, we're going to bulldoze the lot. So, okay, so all of that is gone. Now we are going to go and build a house very quickly. I'm going to click the B on the keyboard, and that is going to take me to the wall tool here. You can also click down here as well. I'm not going to go over each of the sections that are down here, but if you take your mouse and you just slowly mouse over each one of these sections, they'll light up and they will tell you what's underneath them. So this makes it pretty easy to find stuff. And the walls, like I say, you can click here, but I tend to click B to get into here. It's just a habit. And so I'm going to start this with the room tool, and those that are veteran builders might end up laughing at me a bit because I'm just going to kind of create some random rooms here, and I'm not really thinking about what I'm doing. I'm just kind of creating a bunch of random rooms without too terrible much amount of thought here. There we go. That's good enough. I'm looking to make like kind of sort of a rectangle a little bit. And now I'm going to go to the second floor. That was good enough for that. We'll create a couple of big ones. We'll make this take up part of this floor here. We went over here. I'm not sure that I want to go over. I'll bring it in a little bit so as not to go over there. And let's see. We will take a little, whoops, back to our room tool. We'll take out, I don't know, we'll go a little bit in the front here and maybe a little bit in the front here. That's good. So I have a sort of rectangle, but I didn't put very much thought into it. I just basically made a bunch of squares. So now this looks kind of funny, and I think a lot of people might look at this and be intimidated by it. Like, how do I roof this? This is really complicated. We are going to roof this so quickly and easily, you're not even going to believe it. And so how we're going to do that is we're going to go into the roofing tool here, just clicked on roofs here, and now we're going to select the hipped roof tool. And for the newbies, you may not appreciate this as much, but some of the veterans will look at me doing this and say, I wish I thought of that 50 years ago. No, I have no idea if they'll say that or not. I'm hoping for it. I'm hoping that people will find this very easily. Or find this to be a very easy way of doing this. So I just took this hipped roof, I put it here, I took this arrow down here and I pushed it all the way down because I don't want it that tall. I want it maybe 2 or 3 ticks high. We'll try, that's 1, 2, we'll try 3 ticks high and we'll see how that goes. So I'm just going to take this hipped roof and actually let me color it with something. Maybe we'll do a gray. A gray is nice. That looks pretty good. And I'm going to expand the eaves on it. For the newbies, that's this little arrow here. So you move the roof in and out with the big arrows here, and then with the little modified arrow, and that's how you expand the eaves. So I've got this hanging over here a little bit. I don't really want that hanging over there, so I'll bring that in a little bit. Now I'm going to copy this roof using the copy command right here, and I'm just going to put it here and drag it over there. That looks pretty good. We have a decent roof line there without hardly doing anything at all. And by the way, I did the 3 ticks up on the roof rather than leaving it as tall as it was, because if we have the roof all the way up here, it's going to block the second floor. Like even if we're trying to play and we page down, it's going to block the second floor. Page up, page down to move from floor to floor, by the way, and it's also right here for the newbies. But this will block our play, and so we don't really want that. It's not an ideal situation. That's to take the walls down. Didn't mean to hit that. There we go. And I'm going page up, back on that, and I'm going to take this back down and move it up 1, 2, 3. Because I want it lower down, and I also want to be able to put some windows on this second story as well. So, okay, so I have 2 roof pieces. I'm going to copy this, and you're basically going to see me copy this all the way across. I'm checking the roof lines there. One thing, I don't love this right here. This section, I don't love this roof line, but it's really easily fixable. All I do is drag this out, and look at that. We have a beautiful corner line. Love it, love it. Looks wonderful. Now I'm going to hit this one and copy it. Move this over here. I'll get it out one more. I'm not really worried, like you can see, and for the newbies, while I have this selected, you can see the arrow here. So that's showing you where the roof is ending. I'm not really worried about that because as long as it's under that second floor, it's not on the interior. It's not affecting gameplay. And I hit escape, by the way, to deselect it. All right, so I'm going to drag this across. Now, 2 things here you'll notice. I've got this line here and this line here. Don't love them. So I'm just going to drag this out more. Now you can do this with some half gabled roofs as well with this piece here. I could create this with this half gabled roof, but why bother? I already have my eaves done and my pitch done, the height of the roof, all of that is all set. So this is just easier. So now I'm going to copy this piece, move it over here. Get it on there. That looks pretty good. And I may switch this one out. We'll see, because we have a little line here. No, I'm satisfied with it. It looks pretty good. I don't know if I love this. I would maybe switch it out to a half gable to make this go straight all the way across. But for this exercise, I want to create the easiest roof possible so that you guys can see how easy this actually is, because so many people think roofing is incredibly hard, and it doesn't have to be. It actually can be very easy. So I'm copying that to go over there. This is all just copy. That's all I'm doing. Copying this to go over here. Going to move it down so it fits there. And I've got one little piece there, and I'll copy one more, and there we go. I've got a nice, pretty good straight line going here that I like. All right, so that looks pretty good. That's our first floor, and it's going to get better looking as we go too. Now, our second floor, we also have some odd shape. I'm just going to copy one of these, and I'm going to try and cover the biggest section of the roof with this, which I think is about right here. That covers pretty much the primary largest section. And because we're on the second floor, that's a little bit flat. I'm going to lift it up. Let's see, 1, 2, 3. We'll go double the height. We'll see what we think about that. So, okay, so now I'm going to take this one and I'm going to copy it over here. I'm using the greater than, less than to rotate. You can also rotate using these little buttons here. And it says the little greater than or less than. I find it easier to use keyboard shortcuts, so I use them a lot. Okay, so this, I think we have the right size there. Now, I'm not sure if I'm loving this line, but again, we are going for the easiest thing. I'm not going for perfection as much as I am just teaching you guys how to create roofs really easily. And you can see I'm just copying and changing to the size. Now, this roof line, I don't love it, but I can correct it by going out like that. And now we've got a beautiful smooth line there. Wonderful. And I'm going to take this one because it's most similar, copy it from there, take it down. I try to match the roof size as much as possible. And this, obviously, we don't need that. We can go to right there, though, and we have lots of smooth lines there. And then I can take this and put it here as well. And these front two here, I would maybe consider putting gables on those just to change it up, just to make it look a little bit different. And this one here, I'm not sure that I'm loving the line in between. I'm going to try and experiment real quick. I'm going to try and put another roof piece here. and have it go out. Yeah, yep, I like that more. So I got rid of that dip because most of the time roofs don't have dips like that. So I just took this other piece, copied it, turned it, again, greater than, less than to turn it, put it there, and then we've got a nice roof line. So now we can lift this house. I just selected the roof down below. This little button will lift the house. I'm going to create a little foundation. Boom, there's our foundation. Are you guys starting to see it happen here? Instead of just a plain little square house, we have something that looks like a complicated house that we just did in, I don't know, what has it been, 5-10 minutes? Now you may want to increase the height on this second floor. Make medium walls so that you have some more space for windows here. That's something that I like to do. You don't have to, but it's something that I like to do, to have some more space for windows. And maybe we want the front porch. We want a little front porch here, possibly. Maybe we go like so with a front porch, and we add a door, and this place begins to look like a home a little bit, right? It's starting, it's getting there, and we're doing it in no time at all. And you guys can see I'm not going over every item on the left, but just mouse over these and you're going to be able to see the different, it's going to let you know the different things. So that's the easiest way to do that. I'm going to throw on a fence here. That's pretty good for the newbies. If you just hover your mouse over, couldn't think of the word hover. If you just hover your mouse over, it will come up with the little fence bar. You can just click and add it in. So look at this. We already have a nice little house. We can add some siding on this thing and make it look like a home real quick. Look at how fast it comes together. People think building's hard. It's not hard. You guys can do this. I know you can do it. Not a problem. Let's put some white siding up there. There we go. We've already got a thing that looks like a house, right? Like this is looking pretty good. And by the way, for the newbies, if you want to paint these whole walls, I'm hitting Control. You can just do one at a time just by clicking, but if you hit Control, it'll paint each room at a time. And I want the bottom in the half brick. There we go. So there we go. There's a house that's way more than a box that you don't have to be intimidated about. And any one of you guys can create this very easily. You saw how I did it. Just made up a bunch of boxes, threw a bunch of hipped roofs on it. And if you're worried about the rooms inside, don't. These are not actual rooms. You can just delete these. You can delete all the inner walls. For the newbies, Kay gives you the little sledgehammer, and you can just sledgehammer the stuff out. Or if you want, the other way to get rid of rooms like this is to just click on them and drag the arrow, and you'll be able to get rid of the rooms. That might be more work or less depending on how many of these that you have, how you did it. I'm not doing a very good job of this at all right now, but you guys get the idea. You can just eliminate the rooms in that fashion. And then you can set up the floor plan however you want. But this is how you create a pretty decently sized home that doesn't look like a square boring box, which a lot of people complain that they have trouble. They don't know how to create something besides a box. Here you go. Very quick and easy way to do it. So if this helped you guys and it made your building life easier, if it inspired you, if it motivated you at all, if it did anything good for you, please don't forget to hit that like button below. If you have any questions, let me know in the comments below as well. And don't forget to subscribe to the channel. I do come out with tutorials periodically. I come out with videos all the time. I run challenges, all of that good stuff. So if you're interested in any of that, I do builds all the time as well. And I'm coming out with a couple of base game builds for the new folks that just got base game 2. So that's coming up as well. So if you're interested in any of that, please do hit the subscribe button below and hit the little bell for notifications so that YouTube lets you know when I put out new videos. And thanks so much for spending the time with me today. Hope to see you all back again next time. Bye now.